And what else we got going on? Oh, up in Ogdensburg, they got a charter. And they're recommending that they get rid of any kind of requirement that the city manager or city clerk live in the city. What they're saying is this place sucks. We don't want to live here, and you shouldn't either. Why can't we have a situation where we allow the elected officials not to live in the city and let them run the city? And then we can get all these lawyers that live out in the town of Watertown on the Cagwin Road or something, and they could be mayor or something like that, get some extra money to add to their, they already are in a retirement system because they're doing town work somewhere. So, I mean, it could be a great scam. Yeah. Then they wouldn't have the indignity of living in the city. Now, Ogdensburg's a little tougher to live in Watertown. I'm not going to lie to you. I know some Maple City natives, and it's a little tougher up there. But still, there are nice streets, and, how can you be committed to making the city better if you say, I'm out of here, but I like your paycheck? Yeah. Why are cities a popular spot? Well, because these itinerant bureaucrats can get in there, and the cities have money because they have the ability to access sales tax money either through preemption or an agreement, and they get more state aid than a town or a village would. So there's money to be made there. And Ogdensburg, and then they want to raise the mayor's salary in Ogdensburg to $10,000. Come on, man. It is silly. Silly. Oh, that's a lot of money. They'll sit there and pay somebody $175,000 or something. Yeah. He's home cooking burgers while calamity reigns out in the town of whatchamacallit. And then they worry about paying a mayor $10,000. No, they should scrap all of that stuff. Ogdensburg's got, under 10,000 people now? Not that many people there. I mean, town of Messina has more. They don't have a town manager. They pay 100 and something thousand to. Yeah, they have an elected official who runs. Same thing with Watertown. And don't get me wrong. You're always supposed to say, well, Eric's a nice guy. He is a nice guy. But goodness gracious. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen at the council meeting next week. Olney says he's fired up, but I think he's got a lot of grievances and ideas, but he's got to follow through. The thing about Cliff Olney is he makes some points about what they're doing to him, but then he tries to be their friend. He thinks these people are going to be their friend. They never will be. They hate him. They all have calendars in their offices, Xing off the days. Yeah. So he's gone. Yeah. So that's basically that. I don't know what to say about it, but we'll see on Monday whether he follows through with someone. He says he's got the votes to change attorneys. He wants somebody local, but he says at least within the county. Look, if you go with in-house counsel, you're going to be paying that person a couple hundred, $250 a year. Now, somebody making that can't suffer the indignity of living in the 400 block of Flower Avenue West if you ask him to. No, I want to live out on the East Jesus Road in the town of whatchamacallit. Oh, my God. But can you pay me a little more? Can I get my standard raise and all of that stuff? And, yeah, it's something. They've created this, I don't know what you call it, unelected elites. And a lot of it goes, that's why Dank was created and all of this other stuff. They don't want democracy. Even the Democrats who say they want democracy, like only, they don't really want democracy. You'd like somebody you elect and they're accountable. Something's wrong and you can call them and it's wrong and they're going to do something. Yeah. That's just my opinion. And I don't know about Mr. Olney, what he's going to do on Monday, but you better have a plan. He's running out of meetings. If he's going to make some hay here, yeah. Because, I don't know, I guess he gets along with Ruggiero, but the rest of them, and I don't know about Schoen, but clearly the mayor doesn't like Cliff Olney, and God knows Dr. Kimball hates his guts. So, so does everybody else. They're done. And, the city attorney, he blasted her. What did he say about her? What did he say? It's a press release. Again, it's nothing out of school here. It's a press release that went to all the media, and I read it. What's wrong with me reading it? Well, he said that, Oh, goodness. He says he's going to file a complaint with the AG and comptroller against the lawyers. Wow. And Mr. Olney says that the attorney, Ms. Smith, is shielding misconduct and avoiding accountability. He also disputed her claimed recusal from the whole affair, saying she's very much involved in it, which that does appear to be the case if you read that letter that came out last week, the one that's sitting right here. Yeah. So I don't know what to make of it all, but maybe you can ask Mayor Smith about it at 5 o'clock or 5:10 after 5, yeah. Oh, I don't know. You see, some people think, well, you promote Cliff. I've criticized Mr. Olney on a lot of things. Trust me. And I tell him that if I talk to him. But I do talk to him. I'll talk to him. I did this morning. I'll talk to former Mayor Smith. I'll even talk to the guy who had the 6,000 text messages. Yeah. See what's on his mind. Because, I'm a straight down the middle type of character. So I just try to present these viewpoints, and, there'll be a time when people like me are gone, the ones who understand how the system works and doesn't work. And then we'll be one nation under dank. Yeah, some bureaucrat you never heard of and don't know who he is, and we'll be running everything. And maybe the world will be a better place. Yeah, maybe that's what we want. Not much else going on down here. We've got the, I see you got a charter commission in Ogdensburg.
It's just dumb. I mean, Ogdensburg technically by law can't even be a city at this point, because in New York, to meet the limits for a city, you have to have over 10,000 people, and Ogdensburg is like 9,100 people right now.
Wow.
So it's not even legitimately a city.
Well, Little Falls has under 10,000.
It's one of those things where it's such a pain to get it taken away from the city and absorb it into another town that the state would have to get involved, and they don't usually do it. And Ogdensburg would be a nightmare, because who's going to take Ogdensburg? Is it going to be Lisbon, or is it going to be Oswegatchie? Because the city's kind of split down the middle between the Lisbon line and the Oswegatchie line. So who would absorb it? And either town wants it.
Right. Well, they're proposing, they want to pay the mayor $10,000. That's a lot of money.
Well, it's 10,000 more than he's worth, because the guy is not really that good of a mayor. But
well, aren't we getting what we pay for, though? We try to lowball this stuff. We've got like in Watertown, it's a state system, but there's a part-time city judge, works one day a week, gets full benefits and retirement and medical and all that. And then they keep running around saying, well, the mayor's a part-time job, you shouldn't get anything. And you get what you pay for. But we'll pay, the police chief makes $1.45, and, I don't even know what the city manager makes. And,
Ogdensburg's got more detectives than they do cops.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've got a full-time fire department. That's fine. We need it. They do a lot of stuff. But they're just getting crazy with this stuff, and it's gotten to the point, and to expound on what you've been saying, none of these people with city jobs live in the city anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is just absolutely wrong.
I know, and with direct deposit, they don't even have to come in and get their check.
Well, exactly. And with internet being everywhere now, you don't even have to come into the office. So you've got a mayor that does have to live in the city that's paid nothing and shows up one day a week for a city council meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got a city manager making stupid money who doesn't live in the city. And for what?
Who's this guy they got as city manager now?
I don't know. I haven't really followed who the city manager is now, because everyone they've had sucked. They hired a guy from Arizona that never seen snow before, and he came up here in the first snowstorm, slid his BMW across 4th Street, bumped into a building, and that was it. He was on the job about a whole hot 4 days. And then before that, we had that woman that was a train wreck, and everybody complained about her, wanted to get rid of her, and finally they got rid of her with 18 months left in her contract and agreed to pay her the next 18 months.
Wow.
Instead of just firing her. So, and again, it's the same thing in Watertown. Your guy down there, good guy, highly qualified. If he wants the job, he should be a city resident.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have some skin in the game. Watertown taxpayer money should not be going to fund the salaries of people who do not live in the city and pay city taxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's getting bad. Boy, the homeless people, I saw another one sitting there with his shopping cart next to the fountain on the square when I came to work today, and they're all over the place. They were a whole bunch of them arrested over the weekend for starting campfires in various spots in the city and doing all that. We've become like L.A. here in a mini way.
Well, I saw a couple camped out in the little stretch of woods by the pond over at Walmart in Ogdensburg the other day, and another guy crashed out under a tree in front of Lowe's. So they're everywhere, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
there's jobs out there. There's with the way New York's welfare system is, get a job, do something. McDonald's, Burger King, it doesn't matter. The state will, you and I will gladly subsidize portions of their income enough to get them a house. It's almost like these people just they don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of hearing about they're mentally ill, they're drug addicts, whatever.
Well, that's what they tried to say with this guy who shot the people in Manhattan last night. He had CTE, the football head injury, and which is unfortunate, and wish he had gotten treated for it, but goodness gracious, does that give you the opportunity to hop in your car, drive cross country without stopping, and then run into an office building and try to storm the NFL offices? You didn't know what floor. You got the wrong floor. But
well, let's look at this. I mean, there's more to who said he had CTE? He did. We've got no diagnosis. We've got no proof. The guy was driving a BMW, which means he was making out all right. He had a Palmetto State Armory version of an M4, which it's a $500 gun. Okay, fine, but he had to pass a background check. He had a suppressor on it. To get the suppressor, you got to pay the $200 tax stamp. You got to pay for the suppressor, which actually is more than, the suppressor and the tax stamp was more than the gun. So let's say he had $1,200 into it. So he's driving a BMW. He's got a $1,200 gun. You got to pass a background check for the suppressor. You got to pass a background check for the gun. You got to do all these things. And so, all of a sudden this guy's claiming, mental illness and all these problems. Well, obviously his life wasn't going that bad if he had all those things and a clean criminal record. It seems, there's more to this story, and no, nobody has a right to go drive across country and shoot up anything. Nobody has a legitimate reason to drive across the street and shoot things up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care what Horst Keith Hochul says. With all this crap going on and the illegals coming across the border and everything, and after what happened in Michigan the other day with that guy just walking around Walmart slashing people,
yeah,
I make sure that
it's a tough thing because
do that to me.
Unfortunately, one of the victims of this, the police officer, was a Bangladesh native, which used to be East Pakistan for those of you who are old, and had a wife, 2 kids, and another kid on the way. Was working an extra job doing security at this office building to try to make ends meet, which is hard to do in New York. And, so we don't want to bash foreigners. And this guy... Maybe he was born in Bangladesh, mm-hmm.
but he came to the United States to be an American. That's the thing. I'm sick of this. Oh, we're a nation of immigrants. No, we're a nation of Americans. You come to America to be an American. And this guy came to America the right way. He was legal, and he gave his life to service. And, you know, becoming a police officer and doing the American thing and saying, I need more. I'm not asking anybody else. I'm going to take on a part-time job because I've got, you know, 2 kids and one on the way that I need to be responsible for. And so he's exactly what this country is looking for, and I feel horrible for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the gun. It's not the suppressor. It's the idiot that did this. And the thing of it is, you know, they've turned New York City into a gun-free zone. Especially Manhattan, into a gun-free zone. This guy parked 2 blocks away and walked down the street in New York City carrying a rifle, and nobody paid attention to him. Nobody looked at him, and he just walked down the street, you know, la la la, here I go. Nobody called the cops. Nobody did anything until after the problem had already ensued.
Well, anyway, he's dead, so that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. I'm sick of this. 5 people died. No, 4 people died.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is a subhuman. He doesn't get to count in the statistic. He took himself out, and they just, 5 people died because of gun violence. No, 4 people died because of a gunman.
Right.
Because of a murderer. And then this guy took himself out. He doesn't count.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Okay, well.
The other thing, I got to throw a little jab at Watertown, and as I've repeatedly said, I'm not a Cliff fan, but he's 100% right. This attorney that you guys got is an idiot. FOIL request is FOIL request. They don't get to. The only thing in a FOIL request that they can redact is names.
Mm-hmm.
But financial disclosures, expenditures, stuff like that, that's the purpose of a FOIL request. So this attorney asking for a determination from the Attorney General? No. I mean, first of all, you don't ask for a determination from the Attorney General. And second of all, if you need a determination, then you should be filing an Article 78 and putting it in front of a judge to try and block the FOIL request. So that just shows me a level of incompetence that I'm wondering if she DEI'd her way through the bar exam.
Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about her or anything else. So we'll have to wait and see on all of that. But it's an ongoing fight, and Mr. Olney, he's got 5 months left, and they're just counting the days, though, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the thing. They're going to run obstruction, and they're going to do anything. But the thing of it is it doesn't make a difference. Even once Cliff is out of office, he can still pursue FOIL requests, and the city's going to have to go to court to block him from doing it. And Cliff is in the driver's seat, so rather he's still a city council member or he's just a citizen, he's in the right, and the city had better just give him the information he wants and quit fighting him.
Yeah, because nobody's going to do anything.
They're just racking up billable hours. Right.
Nobody's going to do anything. If we get a look at those redacted billing records to Harris Beach, so what? I mean, what are you going to do about it? Money's already spent. You're not going to get it back. And I don't understand what the whole kerfuffle is, other than, they're all in on it. And unfortunately, some dumb decisions in terms of what this ultimately came down to is with Mayor Smith, and he lost a vote 3-2 on a couple of issues. And I don't agree with the vote that was taken. I don't agree with the money that was spent. But that's the system. People vote on things.
Well, that's why you elect these people, and hopefully you elect people that are going to do the right thing for you, and especially your wallet. And those stupid votes resulted in hurting the city of Watertown's wallet. And
forever, yeah.
But filing retaliatory ethics complaints and then using an attorney and billing the city, that's just absolutely wrong.
Okay. Well, listen, I got another call, Russ, so I got to take that call, and I appreciate you filling in.
I'll talk to you.
All right, thank you. Bye now.
Bye.
Good afternoon. You're on the air.